Para may mango mukbang din mo. Maniga umubah cendera acak dawa itu mampu akan tuh betul juga. Mana cengobah acak lain area of difference ini. Ini beliau tuh kalau gila. Asli ada pun jika apa pakai itu nanti. Banu ada cikgu. Cikgu tuh bang tuh.
Trading was one was given from
Iya ya. Dia gemek kok. Ya. Kalau mampu. Nih, kalau problem kita itu itu. It is not part of areas of difference. Okay. It is part of areas of difference. And in Rajrak na mudi itu kan kata. Nih. Ikora meko agana. Ija komicirang iba inu ka. Mai ko tak. वो गवर्नमेंट संदर्भ समिति 이번 이하대 쟁원인 bilateral activities are taking place after the signing of MOU between the two states. There need not be any situation where our people should be unnecessarily subjected to some kind of suspicion, doubt, fear because of what is happening along the border. There is a situation which is happening here after post signing of the MOU. Apparently, some of the authorities from Assam are coming and then indicating that areas as to which area will be probably the boundary between the two states. And so the district administration on behalf of the state government should take the responsibility of ensuring that areas where we don't have any scope of discussion in order to resolve any dispute. In other words, where we don't have dispute from the very beginning, there should not be any scope for creating that kind of unnecessary tension amongst the people. Because particularly, it is very easy for the administration also that areas which are along the interstate border of Meghalaya and Assam. All these areas belong to certain himas. Okay. You have the Hima Milli, then other himas. And based on these only, all the documentation, based on whatever revenue records were available since the time of this era, all these things have been compiled and we have submitted. Based on this whole discussion is going on. So these particular areas don't fall under the areas of difference. So there should not be any attempt to further expand the scope of discussion pertaining to areas which do not fall under the areas of difference. But I am told that people have been confronted by this kind of situation where people from Assam are coming and indicating that this part belongs to Assam. This should be mutually discussed and agreed upon to create no further confusion. Yeah. The act and the resultant survey done by the Survey of India to demarcate the interstate border, which was not accepted. That is the genesis of the area of difference in respect to the border areas in Assam and Meghalaya border. Okay, so therefore what I am saying is that now if the genesis has to be understood, now the genesis, another genesis is being created, that whatever is part and parcel and integral part of your 6th scheduled area within the jurisdiction of certain CMCs, like in the instant case it is the your Milam CMC, you're dividing it. Will the Hima accept? Will the Darbar accept? The Hima Darbar, I'm sure they will have some kind of national Darbar to discuss on these issues. That some part of their land is being alienated. I am telling you that's why there is a huge complexity, inherent complexity associated with the issue of areas of border, difference along the Assam-Meghalaya border. To issue sanats to the headmen, to the local headmen. Nasong sawa headmen. Sanat ona manja. Ona ba. Nangnas kana ba ona ba. Nasong they are under Milim CMC. Mo Milim CMC. How can you allow the land belonging to Milim CMC to be divided and given to Assam? I don't know whether this particular power has been given to anybody who are representing the authority in the government. Okay. Because the ownership of land remains with the Hima. Okay. Now, if there is a change of ownership, if there is an alienation of land from that ownership by virtue of any kind of transfer, then there is a transfer of property. Transfer of property comes with a consent. Legal procedure, if you look at, there is a Transfer of Property Act. You know, there are various laws which can be probably referred to for our own guidance. So there will be certain involvement of the interpretation of the law itself also. But the fact is that since it was an issue which has to be resolved between the two states, we wanted to ensure that, okay, this is the boundary, this is the Himalayan, therefore, if you go by the Northeast Reorganization Act, all the land within the jurisdiction of United KHASI and Autonomous District Council forms part of the state of Meghalaya. That means Hima, Milim is part of that. It's simple. But this complexity is not being understood because there is some kind of lack of understanding that in the state of Meghalaya, this land actually belongs to the Hima, so you don't have the right to discuss with the counterpart unless you take on board the whole Hima. Now there may be headman. This headman doesn't have the power to agree to alienate the land. Okay. You may be somebody who is having a plot of land. You don't have the right to say that, okay, I don't want to be part of the Hima, so I want to be part of Assam. You don't have the right. Because it is an integral part of the Hima Milim. So there is a complexity associated. Now Assam has to understand this complexity associated with these areas of difference. Also the state of Meghalaya, the authorities who are trying to embark upon this negotiation, they have to understand these inherent complexities. The government of India also have to understand the inherent complexity. Since there was a little, that chalta hai attitude, that they were not trying to have that in-depth understanding about the complexities associated with this interest. Because it is not inconsistent of the principle of defending our land within the purview of, that protecting the interests of our people. That's why Hima land, Hima Milim, then various other Himas, various other CMCs. So also in Garhwals we have the Akhung land. So Akhung land belong to certain clan. Now clan who have inherited this land from the forefathers, they have to protect the, the overall land which they have inherited. And this is precisely the reason why we have the mandate of the Sikh schedule. And based on this, we are also vested with the responsibility to protect the interests of the people. Here, in the instant case, what has happened, I have cautioned the government, saying that the approach that you are adopting is completely wrong. It is reflective of lack of in-depth understanding of the complexities associated with these areas of difference and the solution thereof. And from the way they are doing to resolve this issue, it is abundantly clear that they have not tried to understand the complexities associated. What they have done is that, okay, they want to resolve the issue pertaining to the areas of difference in respect of 6 areas. 6 areas, totaling 36 square kilometers in respect of area. Now, if you look at the MOU and the resultant fallout of that MOU is that 18 square kilometer will go to Assam, 18 square kilometer will come to Meghalaya. That means they have said, if you have 50-50 lelo. Is it a way to resolve this issue? Kilometer kola chidok square kilometer ko things between two chief ministers, ठीक है बैठो यार, 18-18 भाग करके लेते हैं. Is it the way? Now I have reasons to believe that maybe the Assam counterpart is happy because they have a chief minister who is agreeing to everything. A chief minister of Meghalaya who is agreeing to everything with Assam. That's why they are in a hurry to resolve, because it actually benefits Assam. So Hemanta Biswa Sarma, the counterpart chief minister, honorable chief minister of Assam, will be happy. Yeah, it is not our intent to either please or displease anybody, but to ensure that we do justice to the interests of our people. We have created the state of Meghalaya from the erstwhile undivided Assam.